with you. I mean, you are going on this trip to the Himalayas. You were gonna have to opt out of Monopalooza this year. Just give me the story. What happened? Why are you here?
I'm going to try and make it short. I wasn't coming this year because I'm going to the Himalayas this summer to ride motorcycles to 18,000 feet. And so I skipped the whole trip and I wasn't coming. On Sunday night, I'm at work and I get a text and it just said Warren Miller. And I basically went into seizures. I'm a product of the 70s. I love Warren Miller more than you could ever conceive. I went to premieres as a kid. My dad would take us. I grew up in Stowe, Vermont, and he would take us to the openings. And so it's always been a life dream of doing Warren Miller. And I heard that. I called my wife. I said, "What do you think? I gotta go." And she said, "Whatever. Just do what you gotta do." And off I went, and I flew out the next day.
From where? Where are you from?
And I live in pretty much Daytona Beach, Florida. I sail off the beach. That's kind of my thing I do because I can't ski there. Kind of sucks, but I ski as much as I can. I raise both my kids skiing. My son, who's 17 right now, he's a hellacious mono skier. I've raised him on 2 skis, and then I let him switch to a snowboard, of course, because that's what he wanted to do. And then right into a mono, and he is spot on now. And it's kind of sad he's not here. The reason he's not here is because I told him at the beginning of the semester, because he's a senior in high school, A's and B's, and you're going to Mono P. Because he's almost old enough to hang with this kind of crazy drunk crowd. And, but he didn't pull it off, so sorry, dude. Sucks to be you.
Okay, so
I wish you were here.
So speaking of sucks to be here, what did you tell work and what's going on at work? I mean, what did
Okay,
you,
well,
you
this is kind of supposed to be on the radar. We have a rocket launch actually scheduled for 3 a.m. tonight, and I have to be at almost all rocket launches. I'm a paramedic. That's my job role. And I shouldn't get into too much detail, but I work for the federal government, launch rockets, and so the only way to pull this one off was to just call out sick, so that's what I'm doing. And so hopefully this will air quite a few years or months after this, and all my management people will forget about it. They won't know, because they're not skiers, they're a bunch of idiots, so.
Can I get you to say I am a and then your profession, paramedic?
I am a firefighter paramedic for 20 plus years. I worked for the Air Force. That's about all I want to say.
Copy that. And can you tell me a little bit about the strap that you have around your knee?
Oh, this one, yeah. I was telling you about it the other day. This, when I'm in 2 skis, do that, and it stops me from flexing my knees too much, which the reason that's important is because when you flex your knees too much, you tend to pull the screws out of your bindings. So, and I'm a big guy and I have a lot of force there, so the strap just reminds you of what's going on and not to do that.
So what is going on right now? Monopalooza.
Fun, just fun. You know, I come out here because I love to ski and I love to mono ski, but I just love to ski. It is the most diverse bunch of people ever, and they're just nothing but fun. You know, I could come out here and like, if all my skis broke and I couldn't ski, I don't care. I'm just hanging out with them, partying, and just having a hoot.
Heck yeah. Is there anyone in the mono skiing industry that inspires you?
Well, I know you've heard the name before. I'll say Scott Gordon. He's the one who introduced me back early 2000s. No, he didn't introduce me. I rented a mono ski back in the late 80s. Did it for a couple of years. Fell out of skiing for a few years because I had some kids. And then decided to get back into skiing, 97-ish. Always a skier my whole life. Then met up with Scott Gordon, and he sold me a couple skis, and that's how I got back into it.
Okay. So who, like when you were young, you said you've always been a skier. Obviously, you're getting your kids into skiing and whatnot. Like, who was someone that you were looking up to when you were a kid? Doesn't need to be a mono skier. Just like, what kept the passion going for you when you were younger?
I went to a ski show in New York City. I have no idea what year, in the 70s. oh God, I can't remember her name. Wang. I want to say Wang Chung, but that's not the name.
Wayne Wong?
Wayne
Wayne
Wong.
Wong. Thank you. I grew up in the 70s. I went to a ski show, and I got the signature of Wayne Wong. And I remember that so clearly. I skied on Olemark 4s that were, you know, freestyle skis and all real soft and stupid. And they were so much fun. But thinking back, like, God, they were so much fun, really.
Well, and now, I mean, no offense, but I mean, you got a signature a while back, but now you got a camera from Warren Miller on you. How does that feel?
If you could see the goosebumps that just showed up when you said that, it would blow your mind. Warren Miller has been a major part of my life. Before I would go on every ski trip with my kids, we would sit down in Florida and watch episode after episode of, you know, all the way from the 70s, 80s, and they would just pummel them with it. And so they understand it. And it's just a huge impact. Warren Miller, off the chart, unbelievable. I can't believe Don said it, but, and I can't repeat it. The line he said.
What, if you had to say, like, one thing to the people that might be watching the movie, whether it be about mono skiing or Monopalooza and the spirit of it, I mean, what's the one thing that you would want, what's the takeaway from this week?
Monopalooza is about people. It's just about, it just so happens to be that we're all skiing on one ski. That's the actually only one common denominator. Otherwise, it's just about people and good time and being in the snow and being in a ski town and having fun. And I tell you, having a 17-year-old at home, I'm probably gonna get a little stupid here, but like, all I think about is I want him to just go off and be a ski bum. Screw college, you know. I know how retarded that sounds. If my wife actually hears me say this, she's gonna probably drive a screwdriver in my head. But, you know, it's where I came from. I was a ski bum, you know. I fell into the EMS field because I was gonna be on the ski patrol in Stowe, Vermont. And next thing you know, I'm in Florida in the fire service, so that's where I'm at.
Missing rocket launches.
I mean, I don't even know what else to... Is there...
Hey, if I lose my job for this, I'm just gonna come out here and live and party. You know, it'd probably be one of those signs from God that's just meant to happen.
Yes! That was a great interview!
You're the best, Rachel. This is so much fun.
That was exactly what I wanted. That was great. That was great.
Oh,
That was awesome.
that was fucking great, man.
Woo!
There's going to be a lot of beeping in this segment, I think.
You know what's funny is I knew the more Jägermeister I drank prior, the better I was gonna do. So I'm just.
Placebo effect.
Well, you touched it. Hey, Jaeger, you got some Jaeger for me?
Now it's all gone. Every bit of it's gone.
Okay.
Sorry, Jonathan.